Yo, what is good, fellas? Hope you boys are all having a fantastic Thursday. Today we got the College Football 25 Road to Glory deep. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you, fellas. This wasn't the game mode when I was like, oh, what am I going to play last? This was the game mode I didn't even think I was going to touch. But after reading this blog, yeah, I'm reading a blog. This shit is absolutely nuts. EA historically cannot make a good single-player offline My Career mode. Think back to all the different tries they've had with Madden. They haven't been good. Well, this mode, holy shit, EA chefed up a fire little game mode. I'm going to read through this and just kind of highlight some key things to me that I was like, this really cannot be in a video game. The detail and the depth they went to creating this mode, yeah, it is freaking nuts. So we'll start with the building the road to glory, which you guys can see here pretty much in this entire section right here. They went through 4 pillars of how this game is going to be played, and you can really see the depth they went into like deciding what these 4 pillars were going to be. They talked to college athletes present and past. Yeah, they really care about this road to glory mode, which you know what, shout out EA for that. The 4 pillars, though, are the live the life of a college athlete, the week-to-week experience, the fast to fun and highly replayable, and the foundation of the future. What I'm taking out of these 4 pillars from Road to Glory, the first 3, this is what you're going to be doing every single time you log into the game. And the 4th, they want to build onto this Road to Glory from year in and year out. And at the end, we'll get to it, but you can put your player into Madden 25. I really think the foundation of the future is making college football and Madden conjoined, holy English. They want these games to be like brother and sister, essentially. Yeah, fellas, English is getting difficult, you know, but we keep moving. So you start your journey in the creation. There are 4 different level of recruits you can be. We'll go to the graphic right here. You can be an elite, which is a 5-star, a blue chip, a contributor, and a underdog. Out of all of these recruits you can be, obviously elite is going to be the best. You get different bonuses that make you be that 5-star recruit. You start overall at a 79. You get to probably be an instant starter wherever you want. You get different mental ability points, which we'll talk about later on down this blog. Blue chip are 4-star recruits with 75 overall starting, with 1 mental point and 4 skill points. 5 stars, you get 1 of everything more than a blue chip gets. Contributor are your 3-star recruits. They have a chance to play, but 3-star recruits might play their sophomore year. And then underdog, you start as a 60 overall, and it's going to be the hardest to actually hit the field. Yeah, that is, look at this. Also, these pictures right here, why is Marvin Harrison a blue chip recruit? Was he a 4-star recruit? I actually have no idea. Next, you guys can pick your position. You can either play a quarterback, halfback, wide receiver, middle linebacker, or DB. Yeah, and one thing that I think this game mode is going to be really good at is every single time you play through it, you're going to get a different feel. It kind of goes back to the first of the pillars, playing through, highly repeatable, whereas that fast and fun and highly replayable, you really get that feel just by going through this. It says here that you get to pick your position, and based off what position you get, you're going to have a different set of challenges, abilities. Everything changes. You can change how you play every single time. There are also different archetypes, and based off what archetypes you get, it's going to change what type of player you are. So for example, you're a field general quarterback, you're going to have better field general stats as well as different abilities that boost the field general. Same thing for scrambler, same thing for improviser. We don't fully know exactly what the different archetypes are for all the different positions, but I'm sure for halfback, we're going to have your power, your elusive, and your receiving back. Definitely going to be interesting to see exactly what these different archetypes look like. Now, moving along to the player creation. Once you customize your player's look, you will then select your starting mental ability. Like I said earlier, with the different style of recruits, the higher recruits you are, the better mental abilities you are going to get. Now, these mental abilities are freaking gross. fan favorite. This ability increases composure games at home. It's all tied to your academics. There's a whole side to this game that if you are failing your midterm exams, you're going to not be allowed to play. You have to take midterm exams in a freaking video game. Fellas, I cannot escape. I freaking hate tests, and now I gotta play them in video games. Bad vibes. We also got Road Dog. It's increased to your influencer status. Yeah, we have influencers in this game. What? Last of the mental abilities is the clear-headed. The amount of composure you will lose during gameplay. It is tied to your leadership. When you become an excellent leader, it will turn on, and when it falls, it will turn off. It's definitely sick. If you also says here, if you selected the elite or blue chip journey, you will be able to select an additional mental ability. This grants you a fourth ability that is addition to your 3 core mental abilities. So you're actually going to be able to achieve all of these. As we get further in, it'll explain how you have to manage your time. Yeah, time management is included in this game, and so that way you can have all of these. I don't think it's going to be possible to have all of these fully activated because you have to balance it. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see how that actually plays into the physical game. And like it said down here, elite or blue chip journeys, you'll be able to get an additional mental ability. Now here's just a few pictures of what this actually looks like: academics, brand, and leadership for the 3 abilities. And then down here it says once you finish selecting your starting mental ability, it is time to start your road to glory. Yeah, that's a lot of information before we even get to what the gameplay actually looks like. Like I said, EA really went in their Duffy for this one and cooked up a fire game. I just wanted to highlight a few things. You guys can see the abilities are silver, so you start with I believe that's the worst tier of ability. Could be wrong on that one. And then the mentals are all in a gold or color. I don't think we have a dark gold ability shade in this game. I also could be completely wrong, but it looks like mental abilities are going to be in that gold, and then physical abilities are going to be in the I guess gray/silver. I believe the physical abilities are what actually affects your gameplay, when you're playing the game. Could be wrong though. Now, when you are the recruit, this part is sick. Now, when you are the recruit, this is dope. So basically when you're getting recruited, you're going to have an interview with a TV reporter, Donna Harper. I wonder who Donna Harper is in real life. Basically, she's going to ask you things that are important to you. You got to answer that. Like I said, they want this game to be repeatable, so they're going to make it different. Every single way you play is going to be different from the last. As you can see on your screen right now, one of the questions is, or you want to compete for a national title, get bread, become a starter early in your career, and improve your abilities quickly. And based off what you say there, you're going to see what schools are interested in you. And that is exactly what this picture is showing you. As you can see on your screen, the more green it is, the higher interest level they want you to have. Also, you can see the depth chart. For example, Caius King, who is the player we're watching go through, he would be the starting quarterback on South Carolina as a true freshman. Buddy, you would get absolutely railed in the SEC. You can also see the team rating, the conference, what scheme they run, and how interested the scheme fit, and then obviously the head coach and what their archetype is. And on the next screen, you can see once you're committed, you get this cool little, little graphic for Caius King. Shout out Caius. Keep going through into what I consider to be the most interesting part of this game mode, and probably the part that I'm going to take the most time to go through with you fellas, because weekly management is crazy. Like it says here, just like real world student athletes, you have to manage your time both on and off the field. And as a current student, you do have to manage your time. It's actually insane. College is the first time in your life when you're on your own. Learning how to be efficient with your time management, well, shit, it's absolutely brutal. Yeah, so basically, you're going to have to figure out how you want to manage your time in this game. Right here just looks like the week-to-week screen. Honestly, looks freaking dope. It's like the dorm room look in the background. Gonna be honest, fellas, if you haven't gone to college yet, your dorm room is not gonna look like that. But we move on. Now, the next part, we talking about practice. Practice plays a vital role in your development and progression as a student athlete. During practices, you will compete in one minigame each week. Each minigame has a score threshold to earn different medals. Yeah, that's basically just like MUT franchise minigames. It also says eventually down here, you don't have to play the minigames. Simulating the minigames will give you the same amount of coach trust. Coach trust is basically how you get playing time. They talk more about that down below, but by simulating the minigame, you'll get the same amount as coach trust as if you like actually played and got a gold. So definitely clutch, you don't have to play the minigames, but you can, and honestly, probably I will. Yeah, but as we keep going down here, you guys can see here's like the mini game result. Now this is where, like, I know I've said this like 25 times, where it gets really interesting. Putting the student in student athlete. As a student athlete, managing your time on and off the field is just as important as performing well on it. Each week, you will need to balance your responsibilities and manage your time, which is represented as energy. By default, you will have 5 energy points to spend each week. In a short week, when you play on a Thursday, you will only have 4. Makes sense. 5 days in a week, 4 days in a week. Conservatively, in a free week, when you have a bye, you will have 6 energy points since you have more free time. Each week, you will have to juggle your time between these activities, and it will be difficult to keep each one in a good standing. Now, these standings are what gives you the mental abilities we talked about that you picked in the creation section of your player. So by balancing these efficiently and figuring out what is the best way to do your academics, your leadership, your health, your training, and your brand, that'll give you the best possible route as a player. I think this is freaking nuts. This is something I don't think's ever happened in a video. Yeah, you're not actually going to be taking the exams, but you're going to have to prioritize taking tests. As it says here, in academics, focusing on your studies will help maintain your GPA, which is crucial for staying eligible. Leadership, spending time on leadership activities, will earn you trust and respect from your teammates and coaches. Help. College athletes got to stay healthy. Training, extra training sessions will improve your physical attributes and skills. And finally, your favorite part of college football, NIL and branding. Let's talk a little bit about more of these in depth, starting with academics. Academics play a crucial role in your life as a student athlete and just as a normal student. Academics are hell. Now, test readiness. Each week, by spending time at academics, you will be studying, which will improve your test readiness. Basically, summing it all up so we don't have to talk about school over the summer, you gotta study so you can do well in your test. Your GPA, you have to have above, I believe, a 2 to be eligible. You have midterm exams. I probably recommend actually studying for your video game fake midterm exams, because if you don't do well, you're going to have to waste more energy to get your GPA back up. So definitely not something you want to just slack off on. As you guys can see here in the weekly agenda, you're unprepared for your exam. You have to put more energy into studying. Your exam's in 5 weeks, so this is actually freaking just like, what the am I looking at? But insane. Looks like his meter for he's most unprepared for his exam. That is, fellas, absolutely just what? I truly do not think we have seen something like this in a video game before. It's disgusting, and like I said, I was not going to play this game mode before. Now, you know damn well we're having a Road to Glory series coming up pretty soon. I'm excited for this mode. You can see on the screenshot right here, poor Caius King, unfortunately uneligible to play because his GPA became a 2 or lower. Now, in addition to the midterms, you will also face periodic quizzes. God, dude, I freaking hate a pop quiz. Unlike exams, quizzes do not utilize your test readiness. Instead, you will ask how much you want to study for each quiz, which will consume a set amount of energy for that week. Quizzes serve as additional checkpoints to ensure you are keeping up with your academic responsibility. Now, maintaining a high GPA also has other benefits, such as the fan favorite mental ability, like we talked about in the intro, and then the weekly Coach Trust bonus. We talked about this too. You want Coach Trust to actually be able to get onto the field. Now moving on to the leadership section. Leadership is a vital aspect of being successful in a student-athlete role, influencing your relationship with your coach and teammates, but also the overall dynamic of your team and your performance. Spending time on team building activities will improve your leadership skills. These will also help you earn respect and trust. Need trust with your teammates and coaches, promoting you to a leadership role on the team. Your leadership role will provide you a weekly bonus and Coach Trust, like I said. here we go. Coach trust is important to how you get on the field. Leadership also affects your team's starting composure. A good leader can really rally the team and get everyone pumped up for a big game, ensuring high team morale and readiness. In contrast, being a bad leader, team's probably going to lose. Once you reach excellent leadership status, you will activate the clear-headed ability. This special ability provides protection from composure, loss events in game, ensuring that your team remains focused and composed during critical moments. Now, yeah, that's definitely not as interesting as taking tests, but definitely seems important. As you guys can see here, Caius King, a very good leader. Good shit, my guy. Now moving down to health. Managing your body and health as a student athlete is critical to maintaining peak performance and ensuring you are staying in the game. In Road to Glory, your health is represented by your wear and tear. Said this on the cut reveal. I don't think wear and tear is going to be in cut, but it's going to be in Dynasty, but I think it's going to be most effect. Like, you're going to have to feel the most effect of it in Road to Glory. Now, as you take damage on the field and through training, it is essential to allocate time to recover and get your body back to full health. Makes complete sense. Unlike Dynasty, your players will not automatically recover, so that is very interesting. You're going to have to set time out of your week, use energy to actually get your health back up to standard. When I said this game mode is so in-depth, so unbelievably just what am I looking at, you're actually going to have to think. You cannot be brain dead to play this game. Your health probably seems like the most important thing. No, you got to study for a test. This game mode is crazy. Yeah, this part is going to take a while for, I think, people to fully understand what is going on. We just got to get the game in our hands, but 4 days, baby, 4 freaking days. Last part here is training. Before we get to Influencer, which is just absolutely just whack. Training is crucial. You'll earn XP by completing in-goal games, but you'll also get XP as you train. Training is how you upgrade your player, essentially. Now on to the NIL stuff. All right, next spot over here is the brand. Brand is a representation of your off-field social status and your influence as a student athlete. Building a strong brand basically gives you NIL deals. So the stronger your brand, the better NIL deals you are going to get. NIL deals, they're going to cover later in this blog. They seem to matter a lot, and they definitely affect some of these other meters. So I think influencer status could be very beneficial to juice up first. Now, scenarios and dilemmas. Basically, what this says is every single time you play through this game, you're gonna have different scenarios that make your run on this player unique. Definitely very cool that you're not gonna get a cut and dry. This is what happens every time. It basically also says how you choose to these scenarios. There's not a right or wrong answer. How you choose will ultimately shape your journey. So pretty cool that get different scenarios for different things that happen in the game. As you can see right here, you want to drive to class, skip class, go to class, sleeping in, gives extra rest, but you probably, by missing class, you get a GPA decrease. So very cool that everything has a cause and effect. Now onto my favorite section, NIL. Yeah, so this is absolutely just dope. Name, image, and likeness deals are significant aspects of your journey as a student athlete. So basically what this is saying is the higher your brand, the more NIL deals you are going to get. Accepting NIL deals come with different rewards, which can provide upfront, weekly, or at the conclusion of these deals. These deals can be rewarded by giving you gameplay bonuses such as enhanced catching ability, better speed, more stamina, or off-field bonuses such as enhancements to one of your meters, or increasing your number of followers, boosting your coach trust, or even improving your health. Yeah, that's insane. I don't think they gave the example of getting a Ferrari, but what they did give the example was meeting with a physical therapy center. If you take the physical therapy center NIL deal, your health is going to get an increase because of weekly, PT sessions. Definitely very freaking cool. As you can see, your phone seems like to be the majority of your decisions you're going to be making happening on your fake iPhone. Definitely freaking cool. Now we're moving on to the actual game. That was just all the off-field making decision stuff. Now we're talking about the actual game. Yeah, so what this is saying here is talking more about the coach trust and I guess position battles. We talked a lot about coach trust. You need to have a high coach trust. You get coach trust by doing things week to week, playing good, doing good things in your career. And also position battles. Don't think we've talked about those yet. We can talk about those quickly. Coach Trust, you need Coach Trust to play. Said that how many times now? Probably said that a lot in this little section, but it is how you get onto the field. What you can see here is a Coach Trust meter. You know, the higher Coach Trust you get, you got to try to pass the guy in front of you, and that is exactly what a position battle is. So, for example, Caius King is trying to catch up to QB1. Once you catch up to QB1, you can initiate a position battle, and if you win, you jump them and you become the starter. And you can see here you get a little bit of a Coach Trust boost, and then you get a new challenge. You've activated a position challenge. This is what happens, what it looks like when you activate, I guess, a position challenge. Very cool, very dope, and very, very, like, gonna be a big grind, I feel like, to become a starter. Now we're moving on to the gain train. This is talking about how you update your player, very similar to other game modes where you play good, you get XP points. Also by training, you're gonna accumulate XP. Once you fill a progression bar, you'll earn a skill point that you can spend on a specific upgrade. Very typical for these career modes. Now we're talking about skill groups. Similar to Dynasty players, you'll be upgrading your attributes by sending skill points to update an entire skill group. A skill group is a collection of related attributes. For instance, the quarterback power skill includes throw power and strength. I'm pretty sure this looks like my career mode in Madden 24, so definitely very cool. One that highlighted out to me was the Limitless ability offers a chance to increase a random skill cap each time your character levels up, while the Put a Ring on It ability provides a chance to raise your highest skill cap after winning a conference or national championship. I think that is pretty very cool. Now, mental and physical abilities, the same thing. You're going to get this different little XP, and you get to upgrade all of these as we just talked about for probably the last 10 minutes of your life. Now you actually get to what it looks like when you actually upgrade them. Very freaking cool. Now moving on to game day, which I know it's been a while, but we actually made it. Alrighty, so once you make it to game day, this is when everything you have put into the your My Career week by week actually matters. As you can see here, they're talking about just different camera angles, get you really on the action, really close to the field. They have this in Madden, but still looks freaking cool. Also, I just think it's crazy to see a college football stadium on a video game, which we haven't seen in how many years? So definitely something I am excited about. Now, managing your wear and tear is something I wanted to take a minute and talk about. Each week, you are responsible for managing your wear and tear meter. It is critical to keep that up because otherwise you cannot play. You need to make strategic decisions to preserve your health. Do you purposely miss a block to save your body? Do you think twice about scrambling on second down or taking a big hit? Do you give yourself up in big runs and step out of bounds as opposed to fighting for extra yards? Literally every decision you make in this game matters, even when you're playing it. It's so freaking cool. And you can see here, you can also sim to play key moments. This is what it looks like when, you're going to get hurt. This is your wear and tear. I mean, fellas, what more could you really want? I mean, God, we need this game. Now, play calling. Going back to Coach Trust, the more Coach Trust you have, the more likely you are to be able to call your own plays and call audibles. Very, very, seems very typical. Fellas, we are almost done, but we got to talk about the transfer portal now. Yeah, this is going to be electric. Basically, it's going to be as realistic as possible. Schools that wanted you in the beginning or have a need for what you can bring are going to be interested in your talents. It's not just going to be random, which I think is awesome. You guys can see here, this is what the transfer portal looks like, their interest level, and then everything else that you offer, where you would play. It looks like the same as to when you were committing. Yeah. Also, I will say, it's just, there's so much to this game mode. We're at the end of the journey, so we'll just kind of ramble here for a minute. There is so much to this game mode. As you can see, you can become an All-American. You can also retire, or you can export your player to Madden. Fellas, this game mode is going to be so freaking dope. I'm so excited. Like I said in the intro, didn't think I was going to play this game mode one, but we're playing it now. I cannot wait. That is everything I got. I'll catch you boys later over on the main channel going over today's content in MUT. But until then, peace.